Good evening. It's another beautiful Monday evening. You're welcome to Kwara TV News. Coming to you live from our television house, Apata Yakuba in Ilori. We are your socially responsible television station. I am Kamel Sadiq. We are glad to have you on the news. Also with me tonight I have
Ekubalozi panu de amfani chechilila lokicha kwani yala labari jibia daga miuza kikin kwara na chifu apata ya kuona Free TV puba bishitron chatuba ti startam shitron chatuba the at Kwara TV eti wa atonya Facebook ikede ichiwa eti YouTube na malaya lozo ni bia na suna mikulu jia ya
Jẹ́ pé ẹ̀kalẹ̀ ní gbogbo bíkíbi tẹ́ bá láyọ̀ láǹfààní àti máa wà fún tàṣálẹ̀ òní ẹ̀kúnrẹ́rẹ́ ìròyìn lọ́pọ́sùnkàn láti lè iṣẹ́ ìmúmáwòrán ìjọba ìpínlẹ̀ Kwara tó kalẹ̀ sí Àpáta Yakuba nílùú Ìlọrin Hawa Dauda ní oníròyìn yìí pẹ̀lú èdè Gẹ̀ẹ́sì láòfì máa ṣíde fún Tálẹ̀ Kamil.
You can watch the news live on Star Times, Channel 113, Free TV, Channel 502. We are also live on Facebook at Kwara TV. Now to the news. The Economic Community of West African State, ECOWAS, has reaffirmed its commitment to democratic governance in the sub-region. It stated this after the 68th ordinary session of the ECOWAS Authority of Heads of State and Government at the State House in Abuja, the nation's capital. The sub-region, which announced the plan to impose sanctions on coup makers, decried the coup in Guinea-Bissau and attempted coup in Benin Republic. It announced plans to end airfare taxes in order to deepen and make air travels in the sub-region affordable. Nigeria's eminent businessman Aliko Dangote was appointed head of Business Council. During the meeting, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, who urged the leaders to take decisive and collective action against coups, said the security threat can only be overcome through unity, coordination, and a shared sense of responsibility. The president, who was represented by Vice President Kashim Shettima, said West Africa's increasingly porous borders make joint action unavoidable, stressing that no single country, regardless of size or capacity, can achieve lasting stability in isolation. President Julius Maada Bio of Sierra Leone, who chairs the ECOWAS Authority of Heads of State and Government, said there is no alternative to democratic government. He urged the bloc to rebalance its focus by intensifying economic integration after decades dominated by security challenges. In the southeastern part of Nigeria, the Minister of Works, David Umahi, has declared that the agitation for Biafra is no longer necessary because the southeast has been integrated into the Nigerian mainstream under President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, who might make the remark during the inspection tour of ongoing federal infrastructure projects across the southeast region. He noted that the long-standing feelings of exclusion that once encouraged separatist sentiment have largely faded following increased federal attention to road construction and other key infrastructure projects in the zone. The minister went on to highlight several ongoing and completed federal projects in the region, pointing out that many had remained abandoned for more than a decade before the current government reviewed them. The presidency has rejected claims of weaponization of anti-corruption agencies as put forward by opposition politicians. It will be called that on Sunday, a coalition of opposition leaders accused the federal government of deploying the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC, to intimidate and weaken political opponents, warning that the trend poses a serious threat to Nigeria's multi-party democracy. In a statement, Bayononuga, special advisor to the president on information and strategy, described the opposition as failed politicians seeking scapegoat for their shortcomings. He said claims that democracy is under threat because politicians are joining the All Progressives Congress APC are unfounded. Ononuga said ongoing investigations by the EFCC have exposed politicians who need to account for their stewardship in office. He said those under investigation are now accusing Tinubu of weaponizing the EFCC for political purposes. Onanuga said prosecution is carried out by the court and not through political manipulation. He said those found not guilty will be cleared by the judicial process. Onanuga described allegations of EFCC weaponization as distractions by politicians running short of campaign issues. He said no one is above the law and that political affiliation should not shield anyone from accountability. Still on political-related matters, the Supreme Court on Monday reaffirmed the constitutional power of the president to declare a state of emergency in any state to prevent a breakdown of law and order or descent into chaos and anarchy. In a split decision of 6-1, the Apex Court upheld the president's authority under the Constitution to proclaim a state of emergency. The court further held that during such a period, the president may suspend elected officials, provided any such suspension is further a limited duration. Delivering the lead majority judgment, Justice Muhammad Idris held that Section 305 of the 1999 Constitution empowers the President to adopt extraordinary measures to restore normalcy where a state of emergency has been declared. He noted that the provision does not specify the exact nature of those extraordinary measures, thereby vesting the President with discretion on how to act in such circumstances. The judgment followed a suit instituted by state governed by the People's Democratic Party (PDP), challenging the declaration of a state of emergency in Rivers State by President Bola Tinubu, during which elected state officials were suspended for 6 months. The Supreme Court had reversed judgment in the matter in October. The plaintiffs were the attorneys general of the PDP-controlled state, while the defendants were the federal government and the National Assembly. Coming back to Kwara State, the alumni of Kwara State Polytechnic, Ilorin, have been charged to give back to the institution that made them years back with a view to advancing its progress. A communication strategist and senior advisor and counselor to Kwara State Governor Alhaji Sadu Salau made a call in his remarks at a media party organized by the Department of Strategic Communication and Media Studies in collaboration with the Information and Publication Kwara State Polytechnic. Abatunde Jimba completes the story.
Themed The New Kwara in Kwara State Polytechnic, the Media Parley, which is the brainchild of the Department of Strategic Communications and Media Studies and the Information and Publication Division, offers the institution opportunities to showcase new inventions and giant strides made under the current rector, Dr. Abdul Jimoh. The guest lecturer at the event, Alhaji Sadu Salau, while reflecting on what he called the vibrant present and future prospects of the institution, declared that Governor Abdurrahman Abdulrazak remains committed to changing the narrative of governance in Kwara. Alhaji Salau, a communication specialist who doubles as the senior advisor and counselor to the governor, revealed that the Abdulrazak administration has ingested billions of naira to revamp the infrastructural decay and dilapidating facilities in the education sector. It disclosed that the support and interventions received under its leadership by the Polytechnic has made the institution rank fourth in recent time.
Government alone cannot do it. Therefore, all the well-to-do members of our society, including the alumni of this college, all the well-to-do is not about politics. At the individual level, we must continue to invest on education. Kwara cannot afford to be behind.
The chairman of the occasion, Dr. Muhammad Gali Alaya, himself an alumnus of the Polytechnic, charged the students to be of good conduct, marry their studies and academics so as to be exemplary in life.
Find out the strategy that you will make to have a name in this country for yourself, please, because of your parents.
The rector of the Polytechnic, Dr. Abdul Jimoh, had in his remarks commended the organizers of the media party for showcasing the giant strides and landmark achievements of the Polytechnic to the world. He disclosed that the governor had just approved perimeter fencing of the Polytechnic land with a view to further consolidate the existing gains.
Our 3C governors are calm, calculative, and compassionate governor has given approval for perimeter fence.
The party features the official unveiling of the warp beautification project carried out by strategic communication and media studies students to scale up the Polytechnic auditorium. Babatunde Jimba, Kwara TV News.
Kwara TV News will be going on a timeout. When we return, we have more reports for you. Please stay with us.
No put your ears, make we talk. Shout my tea fresh now, but you know own, I beg no be slow. Ever heard of Colgate, the #1 oral care brand in the world? For zero cavities and long-lasting fresh breath. Mom, you got time to brush. Mama and Papa buy up, use up and shine your smile. No more cover mouth.
Beautiful, it's your name. Wonderful is what you are to me. Eba mi kira fún mama mi. Orisha mi yao, kò sí láé.
Every mom, a treasure beyond measure. 3 Crowns Milk. Healthy moms, happy families.
No put your ears, make we talk. Shout my tea fresh now, but you know own, I beg no be slow. Ever heard of Colgate, the #1 oral care brand in the world? For zero cavities and long-lasting fresh breath. Mom, you got time to brush. Mama and Papa buy up, use up and shine your smile. No more cover mouth.
Welcome back from that timeout. The Nigeria Labour Congress NLC is said to have scheduled a nationwide protest for Wednesday, December 17, 2025, to express its grievance over what it called worsening security in the country. To this end, residents of Ilorin, the Kwara State capital, who spoke to Kwara TV News, gave divergent opinion on the latest development by NLC. Staff reporter Fatima Rashid tells us more.
The security situation in Nigeria has continued to be a source of concern for Nigerians, with many describing the situation as alarming and worrisome. The situation has spread to almost all parts of the country despite various efforts by the federal government to contain the menace. This necessitated the decision of the Nigerian Labour Congress (NLC) to embark on a proposed protest against the rising cases of banditry and kidnapping in the country. Reacting to these developments, Mr. Sheson Jimoh, a resident of Kogi State, believes government is doing its best, even though the best is not enough. He proposes a dialogue between the labor union and the federal government to forge a lasting solution.
Definitely, government are trying their best, but at this point, their best is not enough. Let them put more effort to this issue.
Another respondent, Olatunji Olayinka, attributed the proposed protest of the NLC to politics. He believes government deserves time with the current effort, especially which includes changing the security architecture of the nation, which he says is yielding fruits.
The current step the governor and the federal government is taking, I think they are trying to alleviate the situation, and they should give them time to see things how it goes. So for now, we can see that there have a lot of changes.
For Mr. Oluwole Adiola, the protest is a futile exercise unless the causes of insecurity and their financiers are tackled head-on.
This thing is now dragging and dragging and dragging. And you continue to, they are spending a lot of money on security. And it's not even, showing at all. The thing is getting worse and worse. So if we want to strike, the strike is nothing as far back as we are concerned.
Musa Aliu, a public affairs analyst in Ilorin, however, welcomed the protest of the NLC, saying the actions miss the labor union is identifying with the citizens in these challenging times.
This will clearly show that Nigerian labor is actually for the people when it comes to the issue of security challenges. And already they've lent their voice to the issues affecting people as far as the insecurity in Nigeria is concerned.
Chairman of the Nigerian Labour Congress NLC Kwara State Chapter, Comrade Murtala Said Olayinka, insists the protest is long overdue. He said the proposed protest is to allow the labour union show its grievances to the government over the insecurity situation in the country, insisting that government is not doing enough to equip the security architecture of the country.
We believe the government is not doing what is the supposed, the needful, because most of the areas that need to be charged, they fail to take necessary actions in terms of purchase of modern days equipment, in terms of securities equipment that needs to be used to engage all our military personnel for them to carry out this exercise fully. Complaints have been coming up from that particular area too.
Comrade Olayinka, however, clarified that the protest does not mean the labour union will be down tooling, saying work continues after the day's protest. Fatima Rashid, Kwara TV News.
Still on security matters, the Minister of Defense, General Christopher Musa, retired, has emphasized that addressing Nigeria's complex security threat requires collective effort, stating that no single service or individual can handle the challenges alone. He also noted that the operational capacity of terrorist groups, bandits and other criminal elements has been significantly degraded across multiple theaters. Musa made remarks at the Chief of Army Staff Annual Conference 2025 held on Monday in Lagos State. The minister said that the gains reflected the courage of troops, improved planning and execution, as well as the growing impact of coordinated operations conducted within a joint and multi-agency framework. Musa added that the conference remained a vital strategic forum for the Nigerian Army to review its operational posture, assess its readiness and professionalism. Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu of Lagos State has pledged more support for the Nigerian Army in discharging its constitutional responsibility of protecting the nation's territorial integrity. He stated this at the 2025 Chief of Army Staff Annual Conference in Lagos. He also applauded the Army's operations in keeping the country safe. The governor said the nation sees the officers and values what they offer. He, however, urged them to engage with openness at the conference. The conference also has in attendance Vice President Kashim Shettima, the Minister of Defense, General Christopher Musa, retired, and the service chiefs. It has as its theme examining the current landscape of terrorism through the lenses of diplomatic and military action strategy for long-term prevention and stabilization. Crossing over to Osun State, where the Judiciary Staff Union of Nigeria, JUSUN, Osun State branch has announced the temporary suspension of its ongoing industrial action. The suspension, according to a statement by Osun JUSUN Chairman, Comrade Idris Adedayo Adeniran, follows progress in resolving the dispute with the state judiciary management. The statement said the suspension was approved by the National Secretariat of JUSN, led by the National President, Comrade Marwan Mustafa Adamu, after consultations on development recorded in negotiations between the union and relevant authorities. Adeniro also disclosed that the decision was unanimously endorsed by members at a congress held at the High Court premises in Osogbo on Monday, December 15, 2025. It says the strike, which began on September 19, 2025, will be suspended with effect from December 16, 2025 to allow members participate in scheduled activities of the Judicial Service Commission. The statement added that eligible officers for the 2025 promotion exercise had been directed to appear before the JSC on Wednesday, December 17, 2025, in line with the Commission's schedule. The Federal Safety Corps, FRSC, has announced plans to prosecute popular TikTok streamer Habib Hamzat, widely known as Pella, following a road traffic crash linked to distracted driving. The Corps Marshal of FRSC, Sheikh Mohammed, expressed concern over what he described as a growing trend of reckless road use among celebrities, content creators, and social media influencers, warning that such behavior endangers lives and undermines national road safety efforts. The warning followed a viral video showing Pella engaging in a live video stream while driving, an act the FRC said reportedly resulted in a crash. In a statement issued on Monday and signed by the Corps spokesperson, Olusegun Ogungbemide, Mohammed described the act as unlawful and dangerous, noting that it could have led to loss of lives. He stressed that live streaming, content creation, or any activity that distracts a driver while driving is a direct violation of traffic regulations and poses serious risks to both the driver and other road users. He said such conduct also undermines ongoing efforts to reduce road traffic crashes and fatalities across the country. Mohammed directed the Lagos State Sector Commander of the FRSC to commence prosecution against the individual involved for reckless driving, use of a phone while driving, and distracted driving in line with existing traffic laws. He also called on professional bodies within the entertainment industry, including actors, guilds, influencer networks, and content creator associations, to take responsibility for the conduct of their members and promote responsible behavior on Nigerian roads. The Federal Capital Territory High Court, sitting in Gwarimpa, Abuja, has fixed Thursday, December 18, to deliver its ruling on the bail application filed by a former Minister of Labour and Employment, Chris Ngige, over an 8-count, 2.2 billion naira contract fraud charge brought against him by the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC. The trial judge, Justice Mariam Hassan, fixed the date after counsel to the EFCC, Silvanus Tahir San, and counsel to the defendant, Patrick Ikweto San, argued for and against the bail application. When the matter was called for a hearing on Monday, Tahir recalled that the proceedings were adjourned from Friday to Monday for the hearing of argument on the bail application. He added that the court had adjourned to enable the prosecution, which was served with the motion for bail on Friday morning, to study the application and file a response. Responding, the lead defense counsel, Ikweto, rose to argue the bail application on behalf of his client. In his submissions, he urged the court to grant the application, stressing that the former minister does not pose a flight risk, contrary to the prosecution's claim. You're still with us on Kwara TV News. We'll be going on another timeout. When we return, we have business, sport, and world news. Please join us again.
You dey mind am? Me when I leave my house for Lagos, come go celebrate with her for Dallas. I reach there now, they take me make yeye. They go put me for one yeye corner. Hey, me, I'm a boy. All for no cake globe trotter. Hey, even self the pilot they announced say I dey for the flight now. And you know say one of them say come meet me. Tell me say make her come follow them sit down for cockpit. Make we fly the plane together. Sure. This na the third time today when Glo don serve me. Oh. So you want make me come up for line now? Make you for run go buy your Glo Talk Master. Eh?
Free Glo Talk Master. Talk for 6 minutes and get 6 minutes free. Plus 50 megabytes of data. Free. Dial *606#. 2,000 naira for new customers. 1,000 naira for voice. Plus 1,000 naira for data. Glo.
Welcome back. The Motivating Action Towards Achieving Nutrition Martin Food Bank Foundation, a non-governmental organization, has officially inaugurated e-transportation system MET in Kwara State. The initiative, which is pioneering electric mobility project, aims to ease food transportation and reduce its cost. The event was attended by the coordinators of the foundation from the 16 Local Government Council of Kwara State. Fatima Muhammad has the details.
Given an overview of the e-transportation system, MET, the state chairman of Motivating Action Towards Achieving Nutrition, Martin Food Bank Foundation, Ahmed Dekeya, disclosed that the initiative was born out of the foundation quest to meet transport needs of farmers with the use of electric vehicles. He added that the mission is to reduce costs and create job opportunities for the teeming population. He stressed that the initiative meant to be multifaceted with partner transporters and those that can afford it, with a view to making it a success.
The essence of this matter e-transportation is to introduce an initiative in the sense that if we have and put up all the initiatives together, things ought to move and items need to move from one location to another. Hence, their partnership with countries that have opportunity of manufacturing electric car transportation so that it can take care of the needs of mobility around the country.
Earlier in her remarks, General Manager of Martin E-Transportation System, MET in Kwara State, Mrs. Comfort Ololeru, said the vision is geared towards bringing sanity to the transportation sector, ensuring a safer, more reliable and efficient system for all.
I believe that MET is a grand changer in the transport sector, leveraging on electronic vehicles, tricycles, keke napep, cargos, to efficiently move agricultural products from one location to another.
Others, in their goodwill messages, lauded the foundation for the initiative, which they said will go a long way to reducing the cost of transportation.
There is nothing you can achieve without movement. You cannot achieve food security without movement. It's either the goods, the seeds are moved to the farm, or the people are moved to the farm, or the products, that is the food, are also moved out to the farm. And that is where this project comes in to be of help.
The coordinator needs your support, and you too, you need her support. Work very well, and everything we are expecting will be for us in Jesus' name.
I'm sure this initiative is going to cushion the effect of subsidy removals from all of those areas, and of course the waivers will even at some times become unnecessary because we don't have to import anymore.
You can see it's very important for eradicating the huge prayer they are facing in the state, even at the nation generally.
High point of the event was inauguration of the executives by the Matter Food Bank Foundation State Chairman and cutting of cake. Fatima Mohammed, Kwara TV News.
The President and Chief Executive of Dangote Industries Limited, Aliko Dangote, has accused the Chief Executive Officer of the Nigerian Midstream and Downstream Petroleum Regulatory Authority, NMDPRA, Engineer Farouk Ahmed, of undermining domestic refining in Nigeria. He called for the investigation and prosecution of the NMDPRA boss for economic sabotage. Speaking at a press conference held at the Dangote Petroleum Refinery, Dangote accused the leadership of the NMDPRA of colluding with international traders and oil importers to frustrate local refining through the continued issuance of import licenses for petroleum products. He alleged that Ahmed was living beyond his legitimate means, saying 4 of his children attend secondary schools in Switzerland at cost running into several million US dollars. He said such expenditure raised serious questions about potential conflict of interest and integrity of regulatory oversight in the downstream petroleum sector. The Dangote Group chairman assured Nigerians that the pump price of petroleum of premium motor spirit, PMS, would fall further, stating that petrol would sell at no more than 740 naira per litre from Tuesday, beginning in Lagos, due to its refinery's reduction of the price to 699 naira per litre. Now to the world of sport. Nigeria makes its mark on global American football with 5 Nigerian athletes named to the National Football League's International Player Pathway Program Class of 2026. The announcement released on Monday sees a total of 13 athletes from 10 nations selected to participate in the prestigious development program. The IPP program, established in 2017, aims to identify elite international talent and provide them with opportunities to train, improve their skills, and earn a spot of an NFL roster. Past participants have included athletes from diverse sport backgrounds such as rugby, basketball, and track and field. Since its inception, 70 international players have signed with NFL teams, with 22 currently on active rosters. Now to the 2025 AFCON, which is taking place in Morocco. The Super Eagles, which will take place in Morocco, the Super Eagles will hold their first official training session on Monday evening in Cairo, following the arrival of additional players to camp ahead of their international fixture. The training is scheduled to take place this evening at the main bowl of the Cairo International Stadium, with head coach Eric Schell and his technical crew expected to oversee proceedings. As of Monday morning, 11 players are reported to camp at the Renaissance Hotel in Cairo. According to the latest update from the team's camp, 12 more players are expected to arrive later today. Their arrival would raise the total number of players to 23, enough to prosecute the Super Eagles test match against Egypt's Pharaohs, scheduled for tomorrow, Tuesday. On the continent of Africa, floods triggered by torrential rains have killed at least 37 people in the Moroccan coastal city of Safi, the Interior Ministry said on Monday. Authorities said heavy rain and flash floods overnight inundated about 70 homes and businesses and swept away 10 vehicles. The Interior Ministry reported 14 people hospitalized. Safi, a city on Morocco's Atlantic shore, more than 320 kilometers from the capital, Rabat, is a major hub for the country's critical fishing and mining industries. And that is the news from this end. Over to Kolo Jia Yahya for the news in Nupe language. Hello, Kolo.
In wachi da ba ji karatun tiya makata tupi kin kwara na iga Kwara State Poli na ci lori abuna na aje cin zumale eti burulo nya makacantun na yi jawafi daga ba gangba ci nusa na ke yi badaci yin bataci ya gwamnatin Kwara nan Alhaji Sadu Salau nun fe baza ba e kaye jeji eji karatun heti labari ko na gwala bana e wapipe heti e zaba to labari ko be e mopa be gwala e sawo to e gan firi mukata poliuji de lachino baba to de jimba da boya e tuba Kwara TV mo wuya ke e gati nya e kayonci na yi kin Kwara wuro mukata poli kin Kwara yi e kaye nya jeji e wapipeti labari gagwata gwala bana e wapipeti e zaba to e tun labari be e mapabe gwala e sawoto e gan firi de latula kafa chuko to nasaraji na jidebe ije mulki nya rector nya gbani likita Abdul Jimanu e ga tukpape na baza heba e kaye wucana Alhaji Sadu Salau na fe bazana de baza eti kokarije na mulki gwamna Abraman Abrazak de be beyi mukata wucun be egwawu gaskiya mulki jin de kin Kwara yi abunan Alhaji Sadu na de na yi pipedeci eti e zaba cike yi gangba ya ci nusa ya gwamnato yangba ta cina de latula ke de mulki Abrazak de wuko pe gwala nya pipewa eti enya amfani ji na jide wa yegboro yanan latula ke de kokari to wuce ji na mulkin na de bebe ya makata poli na de wugwa yegboro lani na mala makata wanci de dan ekpo nicho de lokaci na idan gbani da nan ga ndasa ko e kayonci likita Muhammad Gali Alaya na utoje karatu tiya makata poli na de wabe eji makata na afi yeku sun wangiji de ya makata unci to nama ajiba karatu nyaji nama agafe yesan wangi de ijele nyaguna luba rector nya makata unchochwa likita Abdul Jima na unchofe bagana de dugwaga ya jide la shirimci de cici na wugwa nasaraji na jide beije de makata wuchonan latula ke gwamna de tosha agwadan tutu nya egba nya makata wucin na de kimun de kan na alayi gburulo de bin ya ikaye ya makata wucin enam be ije gwala wucin yi egwawu gawama de ya jide tiya makata wucin to kokari jiloye na eji makata de bebe na e mo pa ituno chiji kin Nigeria na igan Nigeria Labour Congress na de ya gane kede wudan shiri e latu nyengwata na abeje ifo laruwa fe na ifo shi dinguta ne mi etwa de na yifira na ya gbatu ye shi be gutrin bana de aga ji e latu na jide e tangwa iti chiri e shiri etwa na chida kin abo gba nina luba za wangiji de ilori abuna yi duta kin Kwara na ji ba be labari kuci na de la no fiya tula ke bishpenci na NS de pena yi na gegan dan lokaci na idan gba nina labari kace Fatima Rashid na ko labari na kana de wuya ke de epo de na gwala etwa kin abu de dan gba nina yi na de za wangiji de egaga etibo na ma e mopa e tunlochi NS de latulan ke de adan shiro na ajin e latu yin gbatan eti epo de na shiri etwa kin abuna de na gba nina na nfe bazabe labari kuchi na jimo sesan de latula ke de won goyin na gwala pata ya gwamnati daga shiri yejin eti shiri etwa de na achida kin aboke unjin enaje popo na luba ola tuji ola yinka mutu latula kide kokari na gwamnati de ejin gwala echona de la kun popo na ngwin na ga eza de yegba no bada ke tishi nya echwa na ji aje batushi na wi na je seren ake la gwala echwa de kuta ga nya paina loba oluwole ade ola na trofe bazana ga nya na gwin gwamnati jina yi goyon wa bere ya jijide da zumatu shiri garada ezahila gigasa eji na de eloye kim abuna na musa aliocho de fe bazana huncho latula kide wa edajin be shirunchi na de ns de danye aje elatu yengwata ti shiri etwa na achida kin abu gbani na ndasa ko mapa etunlochi kin Nigeria NSC gwalaji kin kwara yi abuna comrade Muritala Said Olayinka na uchofe bazana latula kide shiri elatu yengwatanchi na adena gohun beje de jifwani gan shiri elatu yengwatanchi de na mapa etunlochi de daina hina de alatula yana jide etanyengwa ya gwamnati ti shiri etwa na achida kin abu gbani na ga kokari na gwamnati de ejin eti shiri etwa na de la kun popo na goyin aga shiri de yelachichi wangi na comrade Olayinka nimi ezubole latila na ma aga pelike shiri elatu yengwatanchi na mopanchi dayina mujina akan etunji na ke zumade elatu yengwatancho etunji de afeluye na dubaji agwala etra General Christopher Musa de toshi de jin bayanana ke de shiri etra na achidakin abuna mujin ya egwafin to emopa ninije na ma ujin ya gwala etwa nini buja na ko zeni buje ala ezuba de bin eti ezona jide edogba fi gwala etwa kin abun latula kede kagbo nya shiri emigun shiri garadaje to alibo sakpandochi di na de ake eti shiri na ji de ebebe na musa fela na natula eba ekanye yami tishi etunloti etwa na nya yagbatu eshi be wutrin na be ije hina kin Lagos na dubajunji defe bataloya kede nasara na wibe kokari ya gbaja kan be shiri eyelo na ma ade jijina ga na napata de be ije tarebe shiri niniji na be ije tachinya gwala etwayon musa nime ezubole nga ekaye ya minji de aje wajibi banade gbaja kanji kin Nigeria de abaza heti jiji wuro ya shiri etwanaji abeje kin abunan eka ndochi na jesu matu eti kuku ya yengichi de lati na maya egwa guchuchuna de la shiri de chichani eti kuku yengichi eti waya zacho kin kwara yi abuna nufinana yina de ala chichi yikongila na ala chichi ala ishinda ben eti kuku yengichi to na ake ewu motudan de ya jiji de nunu to chichichi na ekayonja de guga nya shiriku ekachi ya ekaunchi ekagu titengi gweji benini ken kwara yi abuna Fatima Muhammad de da ekayoncho mawuya kena umfe baza eti shiri kongila yenkpazida nya waya zato mchinu ndasako ya gwala nchin kin kwara yabo Ahmed Dakaya de latula ke nufi na de ala kongila unchichichi na ina ajizumatu ya enunuchi eti kuku yengichi lati to na ala ewu de trojina ngan baza leke de nufi ya shirunchi dina ake pama be gwala moto na ba yuto jeji diga de nufi ado be shirunchi na ma ala nasaraji de ben ya shirin wuce na bani le labari kan bi sunu pina na kina da ba awa na gba ibi ajina awa
kolo iṣẹ́ ẹ̀kúnrẹ́rẹ́ rẹ̀ lẹ́ẹ̀kan sí ẹ máa bá wa kà lọ. Wọ́n ti rọ àwọn akẹ́kọ̀ọ́ jáde nílé ẹ̀kọ́ gbogbonìṣe poli tó jẹ́ ti ìjọba ìpínlẹ̀ yìí láti máa ṣe ìdápadà fún ilé ẹ̀kọ́ tó sọ wọ́n di ènìyàn lójúnà ṣe ìrúgọ́gọ́ ìdàgbàsókè ilé ẹ̀kọ́ ọ̀hún. Olùbánisọ̀rọ̀ sì tún ṣe olùbádámọ̀ràn pàtàkì àti ìtọ́sọ́nà gómìnà ìpínlẹ̀ yìí Abdulrahman Abdulrazak yóò ní Alhaji Sadu Salau ló pe ìpè yìí lákòókò ìpàdé àwọn akẹ́kọ̀ọ́ tó jẹ́ ìròyìn ẹ̀ka ti mọ ìròyìn nílé ẹ̀kọ́ náà ní ìbáṣepọ̀ pẹ̀lú ẹ̀ka tó ní ṣe pẹ̀lú ìròyìn àti ìpolongo ní inú ọgbà ilé ẹ̀kọ́ ọ̀hún ṣe agbátẹrù rẹ̀. Babátúndé Jimba jábọ̀ ìròyìn wípé ìjábọ̀ ọ̀hún tí wọ́n pe àkórí rẹ̀ ní ìpàdé ìbánisọ̀rọ̀ tó jẹ́ ọ̀pákùtẹ̀lẹ̀ lẹ́ka ìmọ̀ iṣẹ́ ìròyìn àti ìbáraẹnisọ̀rọ̀ tó pèsè àǹfààní láti ṣe àfihàn ìrírí àtinúdá àti ipa tó gbópọn lábẹ́ ìṣàkóso gíwá ilé ẹ̀kọ́ ọ̀hún tó wà lórí ipò lọ́wọ́lọ́wọ́ báyìí. Èyí ni dókítà Abdul Jimoh olùbánisọ̀rọ̀ pàtàkì níbi ètò ọ̀hún Alhaji Sadu Salau nígbà tó ń sọ̀rọ̀ lórí ohun tó pè ní àfojúsùn ọjọ́ iwájú ilé ẹ̀kọ́ ọ̀hún sọ wípé gómìnà ìpínlẹ̀ Kwara Abdulrahman Abdulrazak ló ti ní ìfarajì sídìí yíyí ìtàn ìṣèjọba ìpínlẹ̀ yìí padà. Ẹ̀wẹ̀ olùbánisọ̀rọ̀ ọ̀hún ṣíṣọ lójú eégún ọ̀rọ̀ wípé ìṣèjọba gómìnà Abdulrahman Abdulrazak ló ti ní ìdókòwò ní ẹgbẹ̀lẹ́gbẹ̀ bílíọ̀nù náírà sídìí àwọn àkànṣe iṣẹ́ tó ti dẹnu kọlẹ̀ lágbọn ètò ẹ̀kọ́ ìpínlẹ̀ yìí. Ó sọ síwájú sí pé ìrànwọ́ tóun ti ìdásí tí ilé ẹ̀kọ́ gbogbonìṣe poli ọ̀hún ti rí gbà lọ́wọ́ ìṣèjọba tó wà lóde yìí ló ti mú ilé ẹ̀kọ́ náà pegedé sí ipò 4. Alága ètò ọ̀hún dókítà Muhammad Gali Aláìyá tó jẹ́ ọ̀kan lára akẹ́kọ̀ọ́ jáde ní ilé ẹ̀kọ́ poli ti ìpínlẹ̀ yìí nígbà tó ti pẹ́ wá pàrọwà sáwọn akẹ́kọ̀ọ́ láti jẹ́ oníwà tó dára ńgbà gbogbo kí wọ́n sì pàápàá kọjú mọ́ ẹ̀kọ́ wọn kí wọ́n lè bá di àwòkọ́ṣe rere fún ìran tó ń bọ̀ lẹ́yìn. Gíwá ilé ẹ̀kọ́ dókítà Abdul Jimoh nínú ọ̀rọ̀ tiẹ̀ bákan náà wá kan sára sáwọn alágbèékalẹ̀ ètò yìí tó ṣàfihàn àṣeyọrí aláìlẹ́gbẹ́ tí ilé ẹ̀kọ́ ọ̀hún ti ní. Ẹgbẹ́ òṣìṣẹ́ ilé wa NLC ti ṣe ìpinnu ìwọ́de ìfẹ̀hónúhàn àpapọ̀ yìí tí yóò wáyé ní ọjọ́ 17 oṣù kejìlá ọdún yìí láti fi ṣe ìgbéyọjú ẹ̀dùn ọkàn rẹ̀ látàrí àìrajájá ètò ààbò tó ń bá orílẹ̀-èdè yìí fínra. Àwọn ènìyàn nílùú Ìlọrin tí ṣe olúlu ìpínlẹ̀ yìí tó bá ìkọ̀ròyìn iléeṣẹ́ yìí sọ̀rọ̀ lórí èròǹgbà ìgbésẹ̀ yìí látọwọ́ àjọ NLC wá sọ wípé nígbàtí ó ń jábọ̀ Fatima Rasheed mú ìjábọ̀ wá wípé ipò tí ọ̀rọ̀ ààbò wà ní orílẹ̀-èdè lọ́wọ́lọ́wọ́ báyìí ló ti bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí ní rí àríwísí látẹnu àwọn ọmọ ilẹ̀ Nàìjíríà pẹ̀lú bí àwọn ọmọ orílẹ̀-èdè yìí ti ṣe kọminú lórí àìrajájá ààbò èyí tó ti tàn ká dé gbogbo àwọn ìpínlẹ̀ tó sodò yíká orílẹ̀-èdè yìí. Ìgbésẹ̀ àjọ NLC láti ṣe ìkéde ìfẹ̀hónúhàn tako ìwà ìgbóṣùmọ̀mí tó ń ti ìjínigbé jákèjádò orílẹ̀-èdè yìí nígbà tó ń sọ̀rọ̀ lórí ìdàgbàsókè ìṣẹ̀san Jimoh tó jẹ́ olùgbé ìpínlẹ̀ Kogi kan sọ pé òun gbàgbọ́ wípé bó tilẹ̀ jẹ́ wípé ìjọba kò dákẹ́ akitiyan rẹ̀ ṣùgbọ́n tó ní ó kù díẹ̀ káàtó ló wá pè fún ìfikùnlukùn látọwọ́ àjọ òṣìṣẹ́ ilé wa àti ìjọba àpapọ̀ lójúnà àti pèsè ojútùú sí àìrajájá ààbò tó ń bá orílẹ̀-èdè yìí fínra. Ẹlòmíràn nígbà tí òun náà ń sọ̀rọ̀ pẹ̀lú ìkọ̀ròyìn iléeṣẹ́ yìí òun ní Ọlátúnjí Ọláyínká sọ wípé ìwọ́de ìfẹ̀hónúhàn ọ̀hún ló nílò kí ìjọba túnbẹ̀ tẹpá mọ́ akitiyan rẹ̀ pẹ̀lú àfikún pé àyípadà tó wáyé ní kòpẹ́kòpẹ́ yìí lágbọn ètò ààbò ló ti bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí ní so èso rere. Ní ti ọ̀gbẹ́ni Olúwọlé Adéọlá ń sọ wípé ìfẹ̀hónúhàn kò jẹ́ nǹkan kan àyàfi tí ìjọba bá mọ ohun tó ń ṣokùnfà àìrajájá ààbò àti àwọn tó lọ́wọ́ nínú ìwà yìí kó sì gbájúmọ́ ọ̀nà àbáyọ. Musa Aliyu ẹni tí í ṣe olùyànnàná ọ̀rọ̀ kan nílùú Ìlọrin ní tiẹ̀ òun tẹ́wọ́ gba ìgbésẹ̀ àjọ NLC tó ṣe àfihàn àìdùnnú ọkàn rẹ̀ tí ó ń bá àwọn ọmọ orílẹ̀-èdè yìí fínra látàrí àìrajájá ààbò. Nínú ọ̀rọ̀ tirẹ̀ bákan náà alága àjọ ẹgbẹ́ òṣìṣẹ́ ní ìpínlẹ̀ yìí ní Comrade Muritala Saheed Ọláyínká sọ wípé ìgbésẹ̀ ìfẹ̀hónúhàn yìí ló jẹ́ èyí tó ti yẹ kó wáyé tipẹ́, pẹ̀lú àfikún pé ìwọ́de ìfẹ̀hónúhàn náà ni yóò fún ẹgbẹ́ náà láǹfààní láti fi ẹ̀dùn ọkàn rẹ̀ hàn lórí ipò tí ààbò orílẹ̀-èdè Nàìjíríà wà báyìí, èyí tó sọ wípé ipa ìjọba kù díẹ̀ káàtó níbi ríró agbára lẹ́ka ààbò orílẹ̀-èdè Nàìjíríà. Comrade Ọláyínká wá yànnàná ọ̀rọ̀ wípé bó tilẹ̀ jẹ́ wípé ìwọ́de ìfẹ̀hónú ọ̀hún yóò wáyé, ṣùgbọ́n ó ní kò dí iṣẹ́ òòjọ́ lọ́wọ́ pẹ̀lú bí iṣẹ́ yóò ṣe máa tẹ̀síwájú ní ọjọ́ ìwọ́de ìfẹ̀hónú náà. Àjọ kan tí kìí ṣe ti ìjọba tó rí sí ìpèsè akoto oúnjẹ aṣaralóore lọ́pọ̀ yanturu yìí ní Matan lónìí ti ṣàfilọ́lẹ̀ ohun ìrìnnà tí yóò máa lo iná ẹ̀lẹ́tíríkì láti máa kó ohun èrè oko bíi oúnjẹ ní ìpínlẹ̀ yìí. Ìròrí yìí ló ní èròǹgbà láti mú ìrú gọ́gọ́ bá lílọ bíbọ̀ oúnjẹ gbígbé àti àdínkù owó ọkọ̀ tí kò ní gúnni lápá. Ètò ọ̀hún lórí ìpéjúpésẹ̀ àwọn adarí àjọ ọ̀hún jákèjádò ìjọba ìbílẹ̀ 16 tó sódò yíká ìpínlẹ̀ yìí. Aṣojúkọ̀ròyìn wa Fatima Mohammed jábọ̀ wípé nígbà tó ń sọ̀rọ̀ lórí èròǹgbà àfilọ́lẹ̀ ọkọ̀ tí ń lo iná ẹ̀lẹ́tíríkì láti máa fi kó oúnjẹ láti ibìkan bọ́ sí ibòmíràn, alága àjọ Matan Ahmed Dakaya sọ di mímọ̀ wípé ìròrí ọ̀hún kò sẹ́yìn nílò láti pèsè ìrìnnà lílọ bíbọ̀ ní ìrọ̀rùn fún àwọn àgbẹ̀ lójúnà àti mú àdínkù bá owó iná àti pàápàá pèsè àǹfààní iṣẹ́ fún ọ̀gọ̀rọ̀ àwọn ènìyàn tí kò ní iṣẹ́ lọ́wọ́. Ó jẹ́ kó di mímọ̀ wípé ìròrí ọ̀hún ni yóò dókòwò papọ̀ pẹ̀lú àwọn awakọ̀ àti láti lè jẹ́ kí ìròyìn náà kẹsẹ̀ járí. Ṣáájú nínú ọ̀rọ̀ tirẹ̀, Gíwá adarí elétò àjọ ìrìnnà ẹ̀lẹ́tíríkì lájọ Matan nípínlẹ̀ yìí, arábìnrin Comfort Olówólólẹ́rú sọ wípé ìròrí ọ̀hún ni yóò túbọ̀ pakún ìròrí tó péye lágbọn ìrìnnà, èyí tí yóò ṣe ìrú gọ́gọ́ lílọ bíbọ̀ ọkọ̀ ní ìrọ̀rùn, ìgbékalẹ̀ àti ìfọ̀kànbalẹ̀ fún gbogbo ènìyàn. Ẹ̀wẹ̀, àwọn tó kù nínú ọ̀rọ̀ ìwúrí tiwọn wá gbóṣùbà àràbàǹdẹ̀ fún àjọ náà lórí àgbékalẹ̀ ìròyìn èyí tí wọ́n sọ wípé yóò rìn jìnnà láti mú àdínkù bá iye owó tí wọ́n fi ń kó oúnjẹ. Lára ohun tó wáyé níbi ètò ọ̀hún ni ìṣàfilọ́lẹ̀ àwọn aláṣẹ àjọ náà látọwọ́ alága àjọ Matan àti pàápàá gígé àkàrà òyìnbó. Iléeṣẹ́ ààrẹ ti jiyàn ẹ̀sùn kan tí wọ́n fi kàn látọwọ́ àwọn olóṣèlú ẹgbẹ́ alátakò wípé ìṣe ló ń pèsè ohun èlò ìjagun fáwọn àjọ tó ń gbógun ti ìwà àjẹbánu. Ìrántí wà wípé lọ́jọ́ Sunday tó kọjá lọ yìí ní àwọn adarí ẹgbẹ́ òṣèlú alátakò fẹ̀sùn kan ìjọba àpapọ̀ wípé ó ń lo àjọ tó ń gbógun ti ìwà jẹgúdújẹrá ní ilẹ̀ wa ìyẹn EFCC láti fi dúkùkù lajà àti pàápàá mú ìkúrẹ̀tẹ̀ bá àwọn olóṣèlú tó jẹ́ ti ẹgbẹ́ alátakò, pẹ̀lú àfikún ìkìlọ̀ wípé ìgbésẹ̀ yìí lórí dúkùkù mọ́ ìṣèjọba ẹlẹ́gbẹ̀lẹ́gbẹ̀ òṣèlú jákèjádò orílẹ̀-èdè yìí. Àtẹ̀jáde gbàtọwọ́ olùbádámọ̀ràn pàtàkì ààrẹ lórí ètò ìròyìn àti ìlànà ìyẹn Báyọ̀ Ọ̀nánúgà ṣàpèjúwe òṣèlú alátakò bí èyí tó kùnà tó sì ń wá ẹni tí yóò fi jófin kùdìẹ̀kudiẹ tó wà nínú rẹ̀. Ó sọ di mímọ̀ wípé ìṣèjọba àwarawa lábẹ́ ìdúnkòkò mọ́ni látàrí bí àwọn olóṣèlú ti ṣe ń ya kúrò nínú ẹgbẹ́ òṣèlú wọn láti darapọ̀ mọ́ ẹgbẹ́ òṣèlú tó ń léde lọ́wọ́lọ́wọ́ báyìí ìyẹn ẹgbẹ́ òṣèlú olóṣùṣù ọ̀wọ̀ APC. Ọ̀nánúgà sọ wípé iṣẹ́ ìwádìí tó ń lọ lọ́wọ́ báyìí látọwọ́ àjọ tó ń gbógun ti ìwà jẹgúdújẹrá nílẹ̀ wa ìyẹn EFCC ló ti tú àṣírí àwọn olóṣèlú tó nílò láti ṣe ìṣirò ohun tí wọ́n gbé àkókò wọn ṣe nígbà tí wọ́n wà ní ọ́fíìsì. Ó wọ́ tẹ̀pẹ̀lẹ̀ mọ́ pé ìpẹ̀jọ́ ọ̀hún tó ń wáyé látọwọ́ ilé ẹjọ́ ṣùgbọ́n tí kò ní ọ̀nà àlùmọ̀kọ́rọ́ ìkankan tó ní ṣe pẹ̀lú òṣèlú nínú rárá, pẹ̀lú àfikún wípé ilé ẹjọ́ ṣetán láti tú ẹnikẹ́ni tí wọ́n bá ṣe ìwádìí wípé kò jẹ̀bi sílẹ̀ kó máa lọ ní rọ̀wọ́rọ̀sẹ̀. Ilé-ẹjọ́ Supreme ti sọ dájú agbára tí ààrẹ ní láti ṣe ìkéde ìlú òfararọ ní èyíkéyìí ìpínlẹ̀ láti lè dènà títẹ òfin àti àsọtẹ́lẹ̀ lójúmọ́lẹ̀ ní orílẹ̀-èdè yìí nínú ìgbésẹ̀ 6 sí 1 tí ilé ẹjọ́ tó ga jùlọ ti sọ̀rọ̀ ìgbẹ́kẹ̀lé ààrẹ tí ó ní lábẹ́ òfin láti ṣe ìkéde ìlú òfararọ. Ilé ẹjọ́ ọ̀hún sọ di mímọ̀ pé lákòókò náà ààrẹ lè ṣe ìdádúró èyíkéyìí olùdípò mú tó bá jẹ́ adìbòyàn fún gbèdéke àkókò. Nígbà tó ń sọ̀rọ̀ níbi ìdarí ìgbẹ́jọ́ ọ̀hún, onídàájọ́ Mohammed Idris wá sọ wípé òfin orílẹ̀-èdè yìí ẹlẹ́karùndínláàádọ́rin ti ọdún 1999 sọ wípé ààrẹ ní àṣẹ láti kéde ìlú ti fararọ níwọ̀nba ìgbà tí ìpínlẹ̀ tí wọ́n ti ṣáájú ìkéde ìlú òfararọ bá ti ní ìfọ̀kànbalẹ̀. Ìdájọ́ yìí ló tẹ̀lé ẹjọ́ kan látọwọ́ àwọn ìpínlẹ̀ tó jẹ́ ti ẹgbẹ́ òṣèlú ọlọ́bùrẹ́dà PDP tí wọ́n ń darí rẹ̀ tó sọ láti fi tako àṣẹ ààrẹ Bọ́lá Ahmed Tinubu pé ó kéde ìlú òfararọ ní ìpínlẹ̀ Rivers, èyí tí ó fi sọ wípé kí àwọn olùdìbò yàn ní ìpínlẹ̀ ọ̀hún náà lọ jókòó sílé fún oṣù 6 gbáko. Ẹ̀wẹ̀, àwọn olùpẹ̀jọ́ ọ̀hún ni onídàájọ́ àgbà nínú ẹgbẹ́ òṣèlú alábùrẹ́dà PDP láwọn ìpínlẹ̀ náà, nígbà tí olùjẹ́jọ́ sì jẹ́ ìjọba àpapọ̀ orílẹ̀-èdè yìí àti ilé ìgbìmọ̀ aṣòfin ilé wa. Ẹ̀kúnrẹ́rẹ́ ìròyìn kò ní jù báyìí lọ fún tàṣálẹ́ òní. Ẹ má gbàgbé iléeṣẹ́ móhùnmáwòrán ìjọba ìpínlẹ̀ Kwara lẹ lè máa rí wò lórí StarTimes channel 113, Free TV channel 502 àti bákan náà bó ṣe ń lọ lórí Facebook. Kamil aku àtótónu àbòmírè àkúṣẹ́.
Thanks Awa for the news.
O ṣeun àkúṣẹ́.
And that is the news for tonight. We thank you for being part of it. From Kolo.
Ya fi da yin sashin ya tafi lala ba woroji. Biya yin islam squad ni begun.
Jẹ́ akíyín pé ẹ ṣeun tí ẹ darapọ̀ mọ́ wa. Ẹ máa pàdé àwọn akẹgbẹ́ wa ní òwúrọ̀ ọ̀la fún àwọn ìròyìn àti ètò ní ọlọ́kan òjọ̀gbọ́n, ṣùgbọ́n kí tó dìgbà náà kọ́ Hawa Ọ̀dáọ̀dà ló ń kí wa wípé dáadáa Lájí Kamil.
I am Kamal Sadiq. Thank you for being part of it.